HubSpot makes impossible growth impossibly easy for their customers. And here's the perfect example. Morehouse College needed to reach new students with fresh, engaging content. But with a massive 900-page website, even the tiniest updates took 30 minutes to publish. Breeze, HubSpot's collection of AI tools, helped them write and optimize their content in a fraction of the time. The results? 30% more page views, and visitors now spend 27% more time on their site. If you're ready for impossible growth like this, you can visit HubSpot.com. Happy Friday, everybody. Today's July 18th. I'm John Weigell with Maria Gharib, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. So while everybody's been obsessing over whether AI will steal their jobs, it turns out AI companies are busy firing their own people because apparently even robots need fewer humans to manage them now. From Scale AI giving 200 employees the boot to Meta hoarding AI talent like they're collecting Pokemon cards, this week's AI news is messier than your average corporate restructuring. We'll get to all that in a bit, but first, let's give the news in business and tech. Starting us off today in Asia, Korean cuisine, music, and film are all hot around the globe, as they should be, but the nation's spiciest numbers may be in its startup scene, where the number of fast-growing companies has shot up more than 10 times over the last 10 years. South Korea is now home to 2,127 scale-ups, which are startups hitting a set of rapid growth metrics per Crunchbase News, which is a far cry from its 200 a decade ago. Next, back in the US, Pepsico may be facing a turnaround. The company surpassed Wall Street's expectations in Q2 earnings with organic revenue growth of 1%. As a result of this news, the stock popped around 6%. Even though the soda industry is lacking generally, PepsiCo has said it aims to prioritize zero sugar and hydration offerings. Next, let's move on to some driver tech for the next few. Uber announced a $300 million investment in EV maker Lucid. The deal is going to see the rideshare platform put out 20,000 plus robotaxis built by Lucid and using self-driving tech from autonomous vehicle startup Nuro on U.S. roads over the next 6 years. They plan to launch in a major U.S. city sometime within the next year. Lucid's stock jumped 30% on Thursday following this news, so more autonomous driverless vehicles, yay. And finally here, Via, if everybody remembers that car company, valued at $3.5 billion, has filed for an IPO. The startup launched in 2012 to offer on-demand shuttle service using a routing algorithm that used real-time data to direct its vehicles per TechCrunch. Now, it offers transit software for 650 plus cities across 30 countries. Change up there. If you're like me, you're trying to figure out how artificial intelligence is changing the business world and our lives. Big Technology Podcast from reporter Alex Kantrowitz has the answers. The show hosts top leaders from places like NVIDIA, OpenAI, Amazon, and more, asking them where this is all really going. It also does fun news recaps every Friday with top-tier analysts. So if you want to be smart with your wallet, your career choices, meetings with your colleagues, and at dinner parties, you can listen to Big Technology Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. That's Big Technology Podcast. Okay, and for more headlines and news like that, you can subscribe to the show, and we'll have more for you tomorrow and the next day and the next day. But for today, we are getting to some AI updates with Maria from the Mindstream newsletter. Let's do it. Welcome back, Maria. It's been a bit, so welcome back.
It has been a bit, yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. A lot has happened since we last talked, but I want to start off how we usually do. I want to ask you an interesting or odd AI thing you've come across in the past week.
Well, so many things have happened the past few weeks that we haven't spoken, but this thing kind of caught my attention because I am a book girly and I like bookish things.
I know you're on Book Talk quite often, I hear.
Technically, I am on Bookstagram, but
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Elon Musk just dropped an AI boyfriend. For the people that are listening to this right now, you heard this correctly. Elon dropped an AI boyfriend.
Good.
After giving us Annie, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard about this. It's a flirty anime style waifu that is very extremely not safe for work.
Yeah.
XAI is now working on this male version, and apparently his personality is inspired by Edward Cullen and Christian Grey. So basically emotionally unavailable, vaguely controlling, and there's going to be a lot of eye contact that lasts like way too long.
Yeah.
I think we skipped 10 stages of AI development and went straight to digital vampire boyfriend, which,
Listen.
oh my God.
That's what happens when you got a goal in mind.
Yeah. And the girlfriend version was already like a huge no. People out there are having like intimate conversations with their chatbot. So naturally, the next step was an AI boyfriend who stalks you lovingly, quote unquote.
Of course.
It has like a fan fiction energy. Someone at XAI was clearly rewatching Twilight with like a wine and thought like, we're going to code this.
Clearly, they're gunning for a very specific audience with anime goth waifu and Edward Cullen husbando. So I feel personally attacked by this. And
Yeah. And like, he's crowdsourcing for a name, by the way. And
oh, wow.
I was like thinking of something like what could be Elon's first choice of a name? And I was like, maybe Kyle. He sounds like a Kyle to me. He sounds like someone that listens to like dark wave and like writes poetry on Reddit.
Kyle reads well for that. Yeah, I agree. I'm surprised he didn't make the name an equation of some sort because I know he likes to do that. So.
Oh, God. Yeah. Elon doing Elon things, I guess.
Well, getting away from Elon, because I know there was a lot of Grok stuff that happened this past week as well. Let's move to a different topic because, we talk a lot about companies laying off people due to AI or due to, having autonomous processes for things nowadays. But it looks like even AI companies are laying off staff. We had Scale AI lay off about 14% of its workforce or 200 people. What do you make of this? Are the AI companies also kind of growing too fast and need to lay off some folks?
Honestly, it feels like a tech whiplash, in my opinion, because 1 minute Scale AI is getting $14 billion in upgrade from Meta, and the next, we see 200 full-time employees and 500 contractors are just out. And the reason is that apparently they scaled too fast, which, I mean, it's in their name, which I understand.
Yeah.
But seriously, it says a lot about where AI startups are in right now. There's so much hype and investor money flying around and everyone's in the rush to grow, ship, raise, repeat. And then suddenly reality hits and your biggest customers are pulling out. Your core product isn't the hottest thing anymore. And now you've got to pivot real fast. So now Scale's shifting from data labeling, which let's be real, is the AI version of factory work to more enterprise and government sales. And the translation to that is that they're chasing bigger contracts and probably trying to look more stable than startup with a cool name than just, got dumped by its client. So it's not just a regular company dealing with layoffs. Even AI like darlings are having their, maybe we hired too many people during the boom moment. And that's a classic tech cycle. And this has been happening a lot. In my personal opinion, why is this still happening in like 2025 in a day and age where people already feel like queasy and like they're shaky grounds when it comes to AI? There should have been like a contingency plans and like, we need to normalize to be in favor of workers, especially in the age of AI.
Yeah, definitely agreed. And, on the opposite side of things, right? You mentioned Meta. They hired the CEO of Scale AI for that $14 billion amount that you mentioned, which is, first of all, insane. But second of all, right, Meta has been doing a lot of laying off earlier this year, but now doing a lot of hiring in their AI departments. And Apple AI exec just transferred over to Meta as well. So what do you make of this news? I feel like it comes out every day of Meta just sopping up all of the AI talent out there.
I don't know what Zuckerberg is doing, honestly. I think it's transfer season. Of all transfer seasons. So to the people that don't know what's happening, it's Roming Pang, the man basically behind Apple Intelligence.
Really?
Just dipped to join Meta's Superintelligence Labs. And Superintelligence Lab, it sounds like a villain thing.
Sounds, really, really edgy and cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what it does, but it sounds really cool.
I don't know what he's doing right now. We still don't know anything. He's not some intern like moving across town. This is the guy that led the team behind your iPhone's fancy new AI features, the Gen emojis, the smart notifications, and all that. Apple spent years building this up, and now Meta just snapped it away. And what I imagine was like a very large check. And I think Meta's recruiting like it's an assembly of superheroes.
It really
We've
is.
said this before. It's like the Avengers of AI.
Like a Justice League sort of thing where they're just getting everybody.
What is happening?
I don't know.
As we said, they first scooped Scale AI CEO for $14 billion in a power move. And now they're like vacuuming talent out of Apple like it's a clearance.
Yeah.
So Pang's not even the first defector. His second in command already left last month. And that's a pattern, not a coincidence. Mm-hmm. And even over at Apple, the vibe is not really immaculate. There's a lot of talk of like teams that are feeling a bit lost and they want to get out. And basically everyone's reacting to what OpenAI and Meta is doing instead of like leading. So yeah.
Right, exactly. And, Apple's been behind a little bit in the AI race for a little bit now. So it seems like all of these people are trying to go to the big players, and the big players really want them and are going to pay them a lot of money to do it.
100%.
Meta also bought another company this week. They're not even just hiring people, they're buying things too. They bought Play AI, which is an AI voice generation software. What use do you think they'll have for that? Or are they just kind of like padding their books with every AI tool imaginable?
In my opinion, that was one of the smartest moves they could have ever done.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever Zuck comes out with something, I'm like, please tell us what you're doing rather than like hiding it from us and surprise us. I don't want to be surprised. I want to know what's happening.
Yeah.
But this one in particular is really a smart move. So Play AI's whole thing is creating super realistic human sounding voices with AI. Mm-hmm. And that's a perfect puzzle piece right now for Meta's big AI ambitions. Think AI companions, Meta AI assistants, those weirdly kind of like quote unquote flirty AI chatbots they've been pushing. Now give them actual voices. So Meta's been going full steam on AI characters. They're clearly not just building bots that type. They want bots that actually talk realistically, emotionally, and like everything in between. I think maybe even when like a kind of like we need to trauma dump on the bot. And Play AI lets them skip the awkward robotic voices and go straight to the ones that sound like your coworker or your crush and stuff like that. So let's not forget also that Meta has wearables. And if they want their smart glasses or future VR headsets to be the next gen assistant platform, then the voice interaction has to be smooth, natural, not cringe, etc.
I mean, it all makes sense. They're really building something. I think they're trying to build the biggest AI ecosystem in the industry. And I mean, another company that is talking about voice a lot is Google, who just rolled out a new feature, right, where you can call local businesses with AI. I feel like this was a thing before with like Google Call Assist, where they call like a restaurant for you or something off Google to like get a reservation. But I think this is just a little more advanced right now technology where you don't even have to speak to anybody. So voice, it looks like, is really dominating the conversation right now in AI.
Oh, yeah. I think honestly, it kind of is. And like Google, when they dropped the feature that lets you literally have AI call local businesses for you, like a little personal assistant that hates talking on the phone as much as you do. That's a really, really good move. So you search for something, let's say like a pet groomer, have AI check pricing, and then AI powered by Google's Gemini, of course, and the old duplex tech will call the shop, ask about the service, and text you the answers. And this is coming like, I think it's going to be like no awkward small talks, no hold music, even though I genuinely enjoyed the hold music. I would do everything in between when it comes to, I don't know what people don't like.
Soundtrack to your life.
I like it.
Hold music.
I feel like I'm in the movie. So,
I'm fine with hold music as long as like a bot doesn't come in every like 20 seconds and like give me an ad. I'm usually fine with it otherwise about the company. I'm currently calling the company and I'm like on the voice music. And then a voice just comes in and it's like, hey, by the way, did you know that you can get 20% off? Like,
that's annoying.
I don't want this.
Like, I still want Vivaldi to be playing in the background. Like, in my
That's
opinion.
perfect. I'll take it.
I feel like this one from Google is like a millennial anxiety relief in tech form. And as a millennial, I approve. I want this. This is what I want.
I actually like calling the little shops and stuff. I feel like, I don't know, maybe that comment just made me like 20 years older, but I really like having small talk with people. It's fun.
We're in our 30s right now, John. We have to tell everyone that we're in our 30s.
I know. Oh, geez, don't remind me. And Maria, last thing I wanted to hit on before we go today is just the general status of AI in China, right? We talked a lot about US-centric stuff. China is very much catching up. There's been a great story in the New York Times about this, that China is spending just billions and billions to close the gap in the AI industry. I'm surprised it isn't ahead already, to be honest. With DeepSeek coming out a few months ago and that whole thing. What do you think about the future projection of China in the AI industry? And do you think it'll outpace the US very soon?
I think in terms of what's happening worldwide, China is reportedly spending billions of dollars to close the gap, as you said, with the AI industry. I think it'll be on its way real soon when it comes to overachieving or like surpassing. I think China's government has spent the past decade building a full stack AI ecosystem, funding data centers, labs, chips, startups, etc. So now companies like DeepSeek, Alibaba, and Huawei are releasing open source models that rival some of the best out there. They're not on par with NVIDIA level chips yet, and state-backed system can be a bit clunky, but the open source strategy is giving them global influence. It's no longer just a tech race, in my opinion. It's like a power play for who sets the rule of AI. So is China going to surpass the US in AI tomorrow? Maybe not tomorrow, but are they making enough progress to shift the global balance, especially in open source and global adoption? Yeah, and that's something the US should probably pay attention to without just like slapping more chip sanctions on it.
Right. That's great. Lots to look forward to.
Yeah.
Out here.
A lot. So many
Lots
things
to be
do.
excited about. And Maria, thanks so much for giving us the update today.
Of course.
A lot of great information and looking forward to having you back next week.
Same. See you next week.
All right. See you later. Okay, and that'll do it for us today. Thanks for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of HubSpot Media. Our editor is Robert Hartwig, and our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got a lot more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, go sign up at thehustle.co/email and follow us on Instagram at The Hustle Daily. We'll catch you next week, everybody. Hey everybody, I've been listening to this great podcast lately. It's called Latinx in Power, hosted by Thaisa Fernandez, and it's brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. So Latinx in Power is a podcast that features interviews with top-level executives, entrepreneurs, and innovators from Latin America, aiming to demystify the tech industry by providing listeners with an insider perspective and insights from Latin American leaders who have succeeded in their fields. A lot of great episodes on this one. My personal favorite recently was an episode with Isabel Alvarez, who is a graphic designer that designs cookbooks. She has 15 years of experience blending editorial design, branding, and experiential design. She really views design as a catalyst for meaningful social change, so I think this is a great episode to get you going with this show. You can listen to Latinx in Power wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, look. Side hustles fail when they consume all of your time. I mean, every single bit of it. The pros, though, work smarter with AI doing all the heavy lifting. To help you out, we just dropped the Side Hustle Accelerator database. You can search your exact problem for your side hustle, grab the perfect prompt, and get results. If you're struggling with marketing, content, and customer service, it's all solved in just seconds. This isn't just another tool, guys. It's your unfair advantage in a spreadsheet. So stop asking AI the wrong questions and start scaling with what actually works. You can get it for free in the link in our show notes. And you can stop right now, actually. Why don't you take a look down at those show notes and tap the link? You don't want to sleep on this.